Alright, here is what we are having for dinner tonight. It's stuffing pork chops, baked potatoes, and buttered carrots seasoned with salt and pepper. And so far we have 4 pork chops, a box of chicken stuffing mix, a can of carrots, a half a stick of butter, and then a tablespoon of butter, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and there's an 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper in there as well, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt and pepper. That's because these go on different things. And then we got 4 potatoes that we're going to bake that I've rinsed off, okay? So we're going to get started here in just a second. Let me clear all this away so I can have some room to move around and get this taken care of, okay? Okay, so first things first, we're going to start on these baked potatoes. So we're going to turn the oven on to 400 degrees. You may need to raise it up if your oven's a little light on the heat, okay? But we're going to start out with 400 degrees. I've laid out 4 pieces of this tin foil, and I poked holes all the way around the potato, okay? And I've got it sitting there, okay? Now I'm going to wipe it with some vegetable oil. Flip it over and wipe the other side with some vegetable oil. Okay. Then I'm going to take some salt and pepper and put it on it. Try to do it the best way I can to get it seasoned. Let's see, let me put this over this part. You get the other side. And then I'm just going to roll the potato up in this foil. Okay. Like so. Okay. And trim the edges. And fold them up like that. Fold this edge up like that. Okay. And now I'm going to set it in this baking pan. And I'm going to continue doing this for those remaining 3 potatoes, but I just want to show you how I did it, okay? So you're just going to repeat that. All right, and I'll be back in just a moment, and we'll move on to our next step.
You like it? Yeah.
All right, now we're going to start our video of making the chicken stuffing mix, okay, for our stuffed pork chops. So first off, we've got 1.5 cups of water in this pan. We're going to add a 1/2 stick of, I'm using margarine, but you can use butter if you'd like. So I'm going to add that. Then I'm going to turn the front burner on to high. Can you see that? To high. And we're going to let that come to a boil, and then we'll be right back, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, our water has come to a boil, so now what we're going to do is we are going to turn the heat off, okay? I turned it off. And we're going to go ahead. Ooh, man, I do that at least once every video. I am so sorry. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour this box of stuffing mix into it. Okay. We're going to mix it up. Moisten all the bread stuff in here. Goes in that box. Like that. And then we're just going to go ahead and put the lid on it and let it sit for a few minutes, and then we'll be back. Okay, so here is what it looks like when it has sat for a few minutes. So this is ready to use on our pork chops. Okay, so over here we have our thawed out pork chops. Okay, they were thick, so I did cut them in half. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to season them each up with some salt and pepper. I got a mixture here of salt and pepper that you had seen in the beginning of the video. I'm showing you the ingredients. Okay. You probably don't need a whole bunch of seasonings because that, what do you call it? The stuffing has a lot of seasoning in it. Okay, so here's what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to finish this and I'll be right back and show you how I put the stuffing mix on, okay? Alright, so now all of these have enough salt and pepper on them to our liking. Now I'm going to take a scoop of this and I'm going to put it on each one of these pork chops, okay? Like that. Okay? And it's going to be a little hard doing this one-handed, but I'm going to kind of try to show you how this works out. Okay, so you go like that. Okay. Well, get back up here, buddy. Like that. Doesn't want to cooperate. Okay. But anyway, you kind of get the gist of how this is supposed to go. And you're going to want to put enough on there, you know, according to the size of the pork chop so that it covers it. And then we'll be back. I'm going to finish the rest, okay? But this is how it's supposed to be put on there, and I'll show you what it looks like as soon as I'm done with all these, okay? Alright, here's what it looks like with all that stuffing piled on top of it and spread around. And I did end up having to resort to using my fingers because the spoon just wasn't working. I was trying to be prim and proper, but sometimes you just gotta get dirty. So anyway, now I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven, and I'm going to bake it until those pork chops are done. And the top of the stuffing will have kind of a nice little crust on it, but it will be very yummy. And if you do happen to have more stuffing than what your pork chops need, you can always serve that as a little side dish for somebody. But the only thing I had left with mine was just a little bit on the spoon, and my husband ate that. So anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in the oven, and we're going to bake this, and I'll let you see what it looks like once it comes out of the oven, okay? I'll be back. Alright, so it looks like everything is done. I just picked the potatoes to check it, and I wanted to show you how this pork chop looks. Okay, so as you can see, it's done. Okay, and see, it's got a nice little crust on it. Not bad. This is really tasty. So anyway, that's how that comes out. And we're going to go ahead and start our carrots that we have in the can. Okay, so we have that on the rear burner, so we're going to turn that to number 5. And then while the carrots are heating up, I'm going to go ahead and plate the rest of this stuff up, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done and plated. It's really good, and it's a pretty nice meal. It looks beautiful. Okay, so I'll be right back. Alright, back here I heated those carrots up with a tablespoon of butter and some salt and pepper. And here is what our meal looks like. We got that potato, and the way I like my baked potatoes is just with butter, salt, and pepper. And here's a piece of that stuffing pork chop. Okay, stuffing pork chops. And it is very good. I tried a little piece. And here are those carrots. So this is tonight's dinner, and I just wanted to give you a last picture of it so that it can get your appetite going. Alright, my kids ate tons of these stuffing pork chops for dinner when they were growing up, and I hope you try them, and I hope you do like them. So anyway, girls, try them for your family, okay? Love y'all. Have a good night.